From students to Spain permanent residents, how Arraigo Socioformativo works in 2025.
Nomads.
Hello, dear. Welcome again to Nomads in Spain. This is a channel where we talk about Spain and everything as regards to Spain. So, in this video, we are going to be talking about the path from student to permanent residency in Spain through the Ariago Socioformativo program in 2025. If you're a non-EU student or someone living in Spain in a regular basis, this could be your key to legal residency in Spain. So today I'm going to breaking down what Ariago Socioformativo is, how it works, its requirements, and how it can lead to permanent residency. So let's dive in. What is Ariago Socioformativo? This is a temporary resident given introduced under Spain 2025 immigration reform, replacing the Ariago para la Formación. So it's designed for non-EU foreigners who have been in Spain at least 2 years or even live here in regular basis and are pursuing or committed to pursuing specific educational or professional programs, training programs. So this permit is a game changer because it not only allows you to work but also allows you to work part-timely, paving the way to legal residency. So what is the purpose? Actually, this is to regularize the status of foreigners through education or vocational training. So it gives you 1 year resident permit, which is extendable for another year, and paving way to your permanent residency in Spain. So unlike the previous Ariago version, this one you can work up to 30 hours while studying. So it actually came out on May 20th under the new regulation law in Spain. So this is your stepping stone to becoming a legal resident or having your permanent residency in Spain. Why is this important for students and people who have lived here on a regular basis? For students and other individuals, Arraigo Formativo is a lifeline. Imagine you came as a tourist visa and you stayed, maybe situation made you stay for longer. After 2 years, you may face challenges renewing your social status, your legal status, and all the rest. But this new development will make it possible or will be a stepping stone to your work permit and eventually permanent residency. So benefits of this is that you have the legal access to live in Spain, legal residency, access to education and part-time work. You have a pathway to modify your permit to a regular resident and work authorization after completing your training. So what are the requirements for Ariago Socioformativo? What do you need to qualify? So this 2025 reform has made the process more accessible, but there is a specific criteria you must meet. Number one is you must have lived in Spain for 2 continuous years of residence. Yes, you must prove that you live in Spain at least 2 years on regular basis, and absences, maybe you went out of Spain, must not exceed 90 days total within this period, and you should have your municipal registration, epandromentio, rental contract, medical documents, school enrollment in approved training. You must be enrolled or commit to starting an eligible course within 3 months of permit approval. Valid programs include post-obligatory secondary education, ESO at authorized centers, vocational training, formation, professional certificate level 1, 2, 3, and at least 50% in person. Courses are by public employment services for high demand occupations and university continuing programs. And again, you must have no criminal records in Spain or any country you've lived in the last 5 years. Certificate must be legalized and translated if necessary. Social integration report issued by your local municipality. This report verifies your integration into the Spanish society through language skills, community participation, or social ties, and require additional steps like maybe a 45-hour course and the likes. Valid passport. A valid passport is required. To have a valid passport, of course. The application form, you have to submit your application, but then you have to gather all the prior documents earlier enough before, especially the social integration report, because it may involve interviews or home visits by the social services. So start preparing. Now let's talk about the application process. Applying for Arraigo Socioformativo is straightforward but requires attention to detail. So here is the step-by-step process. Number one, you have to prepare documentation. Like I mentioned earlier, collect all your required documents, including proof of residence, enrollment commitments, criminal record certificate, and your social integration report. Then you need to submit your application, file your application at the local foreigners office, Oficina de Extranjera, or online through the Spanish government electronic platform. So you must submit within 2 months before the course enrollment deadline if it has a fixed start date. Then you must pay the fee, generate and pay the administrative fee at the bank or online. Then you await resolution. So the foreigners office has 3 months to respond, although there may be delays in cities like Madrid or Barcelona, which can extend to 4 to 6 months. Then, if you approved, you request for your foreigner identity card, the TIE, at the foreigners officer office or the local police station within 30 days, providing your passport and your form. So you have to formalize your course enrollment within 3 months of approval. If the application is denied, you can file for appeal or reapply with updated documents, depending on the reason for rejection. So, from social formativo, Ariago, to permanent residency, let's talk about the big goal of permanent residency, because Ariago Socioformativo, it gives you a temporary permit, but it's a bridge to long-term residency status in Spain. So when you successfully complete your courses, you obtain the certificate, you obtain the degree, and you are able to prove attendance and academic performance for extension, then you can modify to work permit, because this everything about this reform is actually centered on education, and it requires at least 20 to 30 hours per week of you involving in schooling and working, so meeting the minimum wage or collective agreement standard. Now, this modified work permit is usually valid for 1 year, but is renewable for 4 years if you maintain your employment or your economic stability. So, after 5 years of continuous legal residency in Spain, you can now apply long term. Although I think there is a reform as regards to this, making it for a shorter time of application for what's it called, a permanent residency. So all these things will be put in play to give you your permanent residency in the future. And after 10 years of legal residency in Spain, you can now apply for Spain citizenship, provided you meet the language and integration requirements. So the key is to stay compliant, register with your social security, and if you're working, maintain your training commitment and avoid long absences from Spain. I don't think there's any reason why you should travel out of Spain this period. Finish what you want, get what you want, then you can be able to be, traveling wherever you want. Okay, just a side advice from me. So one tip I'll give you is to research eligible courses, because not all courses might be eligible. So go for professional courses, vocational programs, or public employment service courses that can help you to be approved. And keep record of your residence. I told you already, your utility bills, your padronamento, you to prove your 2 year stay. Okay, and again, seek legal advice in cases where you are unclear. You can consult immigration lawyers, or you can even reach out to me at www.normals.com, and I will forward you to people that specialize in this. Okay, so language skills is also very, very necessary, and also engage in community activities to strengthen your integration case. Actually, when you submit your application and you enroll in your course on time, you have to monitor the deadlines. Yes, keep the deadlines in at heart rather. So Arraigo Socioformativo is a fantastic opportunity for students and irregular residents in Spain to legalize their status, pursue education, and work towards permanent residency. So by meeting the requirements, staying organized, and planning strategically, you can turn your time in Spain to a stable long-term future for yourself and for your family. So if you have any further questions, you can drop them in the comments, or even you can write to me at www.normas.com or normasninja@gmail.com. So stay informed, stay prepared, and subscribe to this channel for more interesting updates on Spain. You are on the way to your first step for your Spain residency journey. Thank you so much for watching. I love to see you in my next video. Adios.